Hello everyone, this is DavidViadel23 and welcome to the Mandraos Cave. Today we are gonna be drawing line of action, learning how to draw the line of action and understanding what is it. This video is part of a playlist that I put together that I'm gonna be putting here, where we are learning from basic stuff how to draw. You don't need to be into drawing. This is beta. This is nice for you if you have no clue how to do anything, if you always thought that you wouldn't hold a pencil or you wouldn't be able to draw a thing. This is something that you can practice with your kids as well at home and do exercises with your friends as well. So all these videos are going to be very easy. So to understand what are we doing today, the line of action is like the spine or the a middle line, an invisible middle line that you are creating to support some sort of movement into the character, to create some sort of movement into the character, okay? So I have a video that you are going to be able to see as we go into the learning. You are going to be able to see, if you click here, in my mermaid sketchbook tour from last year, from 2024, all the characters are very easy to see how they move, okay? Because we applied this. Basically, we do a line, let's say, we do a line, and then within the line, we will have everything that is in the drawing, okay? Or most of it that is in the drawing, okay? This is a basic explanation. The line of action is like the spine, like the column in your back, okay? The spine in your back. And then we use here what is the steps that we have learned already before in the video how to draw a body, that I'm going to be putting here the specific video as well, so you can redirect and learn how to do these things. Okay, for example, let's imagine I want to use this S, okay, as a reference, and then say, okay, I'm going to start by adapting the torso of my character that I learned in that previous video, okay, like this, and I'm going to be following the same steps with the head. Okay, I'm gonna be following the same steps here with the legs, for example, okay, that we know is something like this, okay. And then we have the arms, that the arms can follow the intention or can follow the intention up like this as well, okay. Very easy. This doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be any kind of proportionate or anything right now. Right now I just want you to see what is the line of action and how it's affecting the movement in our character. Here in the channel I always do a straight character, and because that is my preferred way of showing my drawings, or I feel more comfortable drawing like that, okay? But sometimes if you want to draw an action, if you want to draw a bigger illustration, you want to give a little bit more of life to the character, you will always have to add a little bit of movement, okay? Or a little bit of expression on the face. That another day we will talk about expressions on the face, okay? Let's say, for example, that I want to do the arms following the same line of action that I have here, okay, for my character, let's say, okay? We learned the other day to do these basic squares, circles, lines to define our character, okay? So we have this, and as you can see, this perfectly could be a mermaid, a genie, and something like a Medusa as well, okay? So if you see, just with basic lines, we have the idea for a character in movement, okay? Always following basic steps. I'm gonna be adding a little bit of fine liner, but I may do one or two characters like this quick, because if I repeat a couple of exercises like this, it's more easy for you to kind of understand what we are doing, okay? So, you have with pencil this line, okay? this imaginary line that is going across the character. That I started with this line, okay, because I wanted to have it as a reference, okay. My character is gonna go through here, like a river, okay. So then I say, okay, I draw the skeleton, this puppet on top, that is gonna be for me like a genie coming out of the lamp, okay. And then I'm gonna be doing, for example, big muscles, because this guy is gonna be big, for example. Just easy, without having to do much of a detail in the character, just for you to see how I'm trying to follow the line that we have designed previously here. Okay, as you can see, basic hand like this, maybe something. We don't even want to do a design, but something like this, just easy, okay. And then, for example, instead of legs this time, I want to do, because this design is going to be a genie, it's going to be like a smoke, okay. I can elongate a little bit more even this, like this, and make even a tiny lamp here. That is going to be my ground floor, the bottom here of the drawing, okay, for example. And my genie with this line of action is coming out in the scene, okay. Here let's create this kind of smiley face. We learned the other day as well how to draw faces, basic, as I said at the beginning, that I'm gonna put here the video. You have no idea, you say, oh, I'm not good at art, I'm not good at drawing, I've never been good. I don't believe it. Just sit with me, watch these videos, just spend here a couple of minutes with me, learn the basic steps, just the couple of circles, a couple of lines that we need to do, and I guarantee you that by watching the videos and practicing a little bit those tiny exercises, in no time you're going to be able to do some sketching, some drawing, some caricatures, some cartoon designs, and if you want to practice more and more, that can evolve into even realistic or hyper-realistic, or you can apply it into Photoshop, you can apply it into 3D modeling as well. So all of this is things that I have taught in schools, I have taught in universities, and I have taught in private schools as well. And people, once they get the initial steps, the evolution that they have is very nice and very beautiful, okay. So for example, I fancy doing like a funny beard, and let's do a face like this, and it's gonna be, let's say, bold with this, no? So as you can see, don't mind the finishing touches. This is just caricature. This is easy drawing for you to see what we are doing, okay. It's just a little bit of, you know, muscles and everything there, but for you as a reference, we started with the line, and then on the line that is like, let's say, like the spine of the character, okay? So it's following the line of the back of the character like this, and then going down like this, okay? Again, in the mermaid video that I've done, and that I put it there, I'll put it down there in the show more section as well. There are around 31 designs of mermaids, and all of them follow this kind of idea, this kind of exercise. I do a line, and from the line I try to create the tail and everything, and the hair as well. The hair may be flowing around like this, okay. We can try to do one of those as well, so you can see it as a reference, or we can do a human, so you can see how this is applied to a human. This we went more like some sort of a S, okay. If you will continue, we will have like a S here, but let's say that we want to do a human, okay. Let's do this line like this, okay, just like this, and then you can say, okay, I'm gonna try to do with this line, because the movement, it gives me the impression that there is a guy jumping, like playing basketball, for example, okay? And you can follow, let's say that we are gonna do a little bit 3/4 here, okay? We follow as well the same pattern that we already know. We have this torso that I'm doing a little bit more 3D, like a box. I'm creating a box for this, and then all the body is gonna be following like this, like this, like this, like this, okay? This is for the feet, okay? And then we have the head here, for example, and then the arms, because he's jumping, for example, he's jumping here, okay, trying to take the ball or block the ball or playing volleyball, okay? So we have the ball here, whichever ball you want to draw, and the guy is kind of trying to hit the ball, okay? We have here the face, let's say. So as you can see, this applies to everything. I advise and I'd recommend you to practice those 2 videos from before, practice this a little bit, and then go out with your sketchbook. Now we are having a nice weather, spring is starting, and you can sit on the park, look at everyone that is running around, playing sports, you know, the dogs, if there is, I don't know, birds as well, for example. So as you can see, we have very easy, we have here the design, okay, for the arms, okay, and then we have the torso here. I'm gonna make it a little bit like robotic, but you know already that we can go towards more details like this. But we will have the boots or the shoes like this. We do the legs. Okay, and this can be perfectly someone. Obviously we will have here in the front the arm that we will need to work in this a little bit more to define what we wanna see. But basically this can be a guy for a caricature that he's jumping and he's receiving the ball or he's throwing the ball like this, okay, for example. Then let's say that I'm gonna move all this a little bit because I think we're out. Let's say we are in a tropical area and there is a very beautiful bird, for example, and let's say the bird is something like this. This is the body of the bird, okay, and it has a very nice tail like this, okay, for example. We follow the same pattern. This is a tiny line of action, but it's the same. We have this, and then where is he looking? Is he looking towards the right, for example? We do an S like this. Is he like this? Like I don't know, like a toucan or something big like this, for example, that it can go like this. And we create the feathers like that, and we break the line here. He's sitting on a branch, for example. We break the line of action with another line to create a scene here, okay? And we say, oh, look at this, so nice. And always, this is an invented animal, obviously, but always trying to follow. Even if the character here looks like it's static, that is standing there, we try to create these lines to define a little bit of line of action in the character. Line of action goes inside, line of action goes inside here, okay? This is a very, very easy exercise to do. You can see how all of these characters are more in movement. Like in 2 minutes we have done these easy characters. You see, one line of action, one line of action, one line of action. I'm gonna do it with another color so you have it a little bit more easy to see. The line of action of this character, we see there, line of action. We have line of action there as well. We have line of action here. Okay, as you can see, very easy, concept, just following a line, the intention will be including movement in the scene. Let's say that you wanna, so you can see the difference, for example. It's not the same if I want, for example, in cartoon, and you can see this as well a lot in Warner sketches, in Warner Bros. Sketches, when they do these tiny videos with cartoony characters that they are playing around and they are kind of transforming their bodies and fighting or running. They, for example, they don't run. Let's say this can be a guy running, and we can have movement with the guy running like this, okay? Let's say, okay, this can be a guy, very easy in 1 second, guy running. But in cartoon, what you see a lot is that they will do these kind of lines like this for the feet, that they are kind of taking a speed, bzzz, and then the character, let's say Tom and Jerry, for example, Tom is not drawn straight, for example, is maybe drawn like this, and the character is here and he has the arms like this, because again we are following this line of action, okay? I'm not gonna be drawing Tom or anything, I'm just gonna be drawing something very easy, but as you can see, even with the tail, we can continue with the tail, and then say, okay, my cat, this in this case Tom, for example, here, is gonna be like this. Okay, following this line of action, and then we have the legs, because we are doing cartoony, we are doing comedy, we are doing this sketch here like this, and the tail is like this, and the legs are doing bzzz, and he's running fast, and they will even accentuate this with dust at the back. They can even do like this and then do like this, kind of follow like a cloud of dust, because he's running so fast that he's following all of this. Okay, something like this. It can be a very easy way to see how the line of action is done. Okay, mermaids in cartoony styles, like you can see in that video I put you there, you will see it very easy. In cartoons you will see it very easy. In realistic characters, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult to see, but you need to separate yourself for the reality in this aspect, and try to see, when you are sitting on the park, try to see the people like with basic lines, and try to see the people maybe even like they are just only a line, okay? Oh, for example, I want to do someone sitting, but I want to do a little bit of movement as well. How can I do that? Okay, easy as well. Let's say I want to do someone that is just half body. Someone, let's say that we are looking at someone that is playing chess, for example. Let's kind of simulate here a table, that the person is behind the table playing chess. Let's say, no. Here are the pieces and everything, and he's playing chess, and then my guy is here, and we're gonna suppose that my guy is here, okay, and we want to see a little bit of movement and a little bit of personality in the character, no? Let's say, okay, I'm gonna try to, maybe he is thinking, he is bored, for example, playing, and I can do my line of action. My line of action can be something like this. My line of action can be something like this. So then I will do half of the body that I need, let's say like this. I need only half a square, half rectangle, and the head is gonna be here. And how I'm gonna support this? I'm gonna support this by doing the hand. Maybe he has the hand here, because we said he's bored. Okay, another day we will do a video just about expressions and how you can represent easily as well expressions and things like this. But he's bored. So when you are bored, you are not sitting straight and thinking about, like a soldier, for example, or like a robot, for example. You are, leaning on the table, having your arm here, but at the same time, okay, maybe your leg is up here, for example, okay, and all of the parts of the body are following a line of action. Some of them are breaking the line to create a stability in the character, but let's say, for example, this guy has to appear as well. I don't know why I want to do this kind of beards today, but this guy is maybe not very happy about the movement that he's gonna do, and he's like this. Okay. You can even do some comedy in it, like within this kind of hair there. And this old man, for example, has a couple of hairs like this, like a carrot, for example, I don't know. And then you want to paint it with orange colors because he's like a carrot character, okay? And the guy is, you know, slashing a little bit here, having the back here. What is he gonna be doing? What is he gonna be doing? Is he gonna be moving that piece, moving the other piece? Okay. And as well, let's define a little bit the character so we can see what we are doing. He's very bored here, very, very bored. Okay. Okay, so the character is like this. We are following like he is the, you know, if we follow his skeleton inside his back, his spine, it will go like this. It will go like this. Okay, maybe the other leg is down here, and the other leg, because we follow this kind of idea, the other leg is gonna be like this here, for example. Okay, this is just for your imagination to see how you are gonna be creating and rearranging these characters. But even static characters, obviously here we are just explaining it in 1 minute, but with time and in other videos as well, when we go more into doing a final drawing through these exercises, let's say I want to do this genie finished properly, and we will apply properly how to draw a face, how to draw a body, how to draw line of action, and more exercises that I'm going to be explaining to you so you learn what is this. Okay, at least by watching this video, you know what is line of action and how you can find line of action in the real world, in a movie, in a cartoon, in a comic strip, for example, okay? And especially very easy to see in cartoon designs like Warner Bros, Hanna-Barbera, and stories like this that they have small sketches, okay? And they have on TV or on YouTube small sketches that you can see and kind of see how different characters, how, for example, the line of action will be a little bit different if the character is more heavy, okay? If we want to have a fighter, that the guy is a fighter, no? We want to do like a troll, the line of action will be more heavy, and it will be a character with a stability point a little bit lower, okay? We want to do something that is more like slithering, like a snake, or like a snake character, or like a very long person with long limbs as well, or horror type of person, like horror, like, I don't know, something like this. We can say, oh, let's do like this, because my guy is gonna be like this, gonna have like a very long neck, like a snake, and then here he's gonna be standing like this, and I have my line of action like this, okay? This is me just doodling from the line of action, okay? Line of action is something like this time, okay? And then my guy is gonna be like this, and it's gonna be like this, and or like a giraffe or something, or like a dinosaur design like this, okay? Always try to find a little bit of movement in the character when you are doing the characters, okay? The line of action can break, as I said before as well. You can do something like, let's draw here something, let's erase this. The line of action can break, for example, and you need a a point that the character is gonna be holding himself in the ground, let's say, or in the action that the character is doing, for example. Okay, I wanna do this guy. Let's think something like let's do something like this. Okay, because this guy that I'm gonna be drawing, for example, here is gonna be having one of the legs is here following this, okay, because he's falling maybe, and then the other leg is gonna be like this, still following the line, okay, but I'm gonna break it because we need to create a support here, like, oh, he's gonna be holding himself here because he's been, I don't know, shot, no, or he's been hit, for example. So something like this. There is someone here that shot at him, for example, or throw an arrow like this, boom, and the guy, obviously, we want to create the action of the arrow, okay? So then this line of action can go a little bit more even like this, and the head will go more in this position, like, oh, so you know what I mean? Like this, for example, something like this. Something like this, okay? Then, for example, you say you want to do this a little bit more with exaggeration, a little bit more cartoony, for example, because you need to play with the plasticity and with the movement of the character and with the movement of the line of action, okay? You want to do this, for example, for someone that, oh, please, can you draw an illustration for me, I pay you, or can you do this kind of comic for me, or can you do this cover for my book? Yes. And they say, oh, can you actually do it with more movement even? Can it be more even? So then you can see, yes, you can exaggerate more the line of action, for example, and say, oh, the line of action actually is going to be something like this, okay? And then you want to break all those lines, for example, okay? So the chest is going more in even, and the arrow is here, for example, okay? And then the legs can go like this, okay? And you can accommodate the arms as well like this, because this is more like boom. But this one, if we put the, let's say, the arms like this is just a very quick idea, but if you put the body like this, that this kind of a spear that we are throwing to the character is not as fast, is not as soft as this one, it's going faster, okay? It's kind of pulling the character and throwing the character, even moving the character a couple of meters in distance, for example. You see the movement changes when the line is like this, or the line is a little bit more straight, let's say, okay? Always keep in mind to, when you draw something, how this is working. It will give movement. The line of action will give movement to the character, okay? Someone is swimming in the water, okay? And imagine that you are inside the water as well, looking at the person, and you can see, obviously, the whole body. This is the water. Let's see, are we in frame? I think we are in frame, no? Let's see, well, this, I'm gonna do it here. This is the water, okay? This is the water. And the person, it will follow some sort of line of action like this, like the water. The head will be here, something like this. One arm is gonna be like this. The other arm is gonna be going like that. The body is gonna go like this. The legs are gonna be one leg up, one leg in, one leg out, like this. Something like this, okay? You can see it because there's so many lines. We do line of action, and then we say, oh yes, I have the head is here, the guy is swimming with the glasses there, hey, and then we have the arm swimming there, we have the torso there, we have the other line here, ready to change arm as well, okay, and then the swimsuit and the legs. You can do the legs like this, something like this. The guy is swimming here, for example, okay? all of these things as well. Always you can add. Let's imagine just very quick, like, oh, okay, so we know what we are doing in the water. We can add always as well some details, some textures or some lines, like we have done with this kind of smoke from the genie, or we have done with these lines for cartoony. We can add as well like the splash that he's gonna be doing, like this, following, let's say, the line of action. Let's continue. The line of action goes like this, no? Goes like this. So all the splashes that we are gonna be doing, we can open them like this, following the line of action. Okay, here as well, that we are creating a movement there. We are creating a line, a continuous line. Okay, nice example as well to understand this. A snake, for example. Okay, as you can see, is very repetitive. Is very easy to see when you already seen a couple of examples. Even when an animal is standing, you can find a line of action. Okay, for example, snake. Let's do snake, line of action. Line of action of our snake here, for example, and then we very easy to learn or to see with a snake, for example. A snake is, I don't know, I know the snakes don't stand like this, but you know that we are always kind of doing cartoony designs here, okay? This snake has kind of eyebrows like this, like a monster or something. It's like a vampire snake, I don't know. But, you see, you are at home, you don't want to go out because maybe you are more like me, you like to be on the computer, doing your things, playing games, watching movies, drawing, and learning things, okay? You have, for example, a pet at home, you have a cat at home. Look at your cat. Look at your cat, how the cat is sitting on the sofa, and is sitting like a fur ball, and then the tail is creating a line. So that tail is an extension of the spine. So you see the ears, of the animal, you see the head, the body, the tail of the animal. Okay, here as well with the snake, we see this. That's why I started explaining to you the mermaid challenge is a good challenge that we are gonna be starting doing it in a couple of days, a couple of weeks. We enter into May, and if you watch that mermaid video that I put there at the beginning, I will give all the info there from the previous year, and it's basically the same. They will give you a list with prompts. I think it's actually out already. You can check it on Instagram, on YouTube, everywhere. And you prepare the drawings. And you can use this. You can use this. It's a nice exercise for you to practice drawing, to get into drawing, and to learn something new if you didn't know how to do this already, okay? And I think with these few examples, we are set for today. I don't want to do it longer. I just want to remind you, so you remember that this is a very, very easy exercise for you to do, and you don't need to go into this stage of different levels of movement or different levels of lines of actions, or how can I cartoonize my character. You don't need to go there. You can just do something like this, okay? Something like a snake, something like a cat, something that is obviously having a line, following a line of action to add movement to what we learned in the previous videos, okay? What we learned in the how to draw faces, how to draw bodies, and then how to draw line of action, how to apply movement to those characters, okay? By doing this, slowly, if you fancy, you can even do your own comics. And that can be very nice. Your own stories, your own ideas, your own characters. And I will be putting more videos, so your kind of knowledge in drawing grows, and you can create more and more things, okay? And we can talk about different aspects, and when I think we have more or less a solid base, and you have seen a lot of examples of different activities, then we can even do like a full character. We can start a video or like another playlist where we can do a character from 0 to 10, let's say 0 to 10, from the idea, initial idea, to something that is rendered, it's colored, is finalized, and obviously you can draw it in Photoshop, or you can draw it traditional or in Procreate, however you want. These are guidelines for you to learn the steps and to visualize all of these lines and all of these kind of basic shapes to distinguish how to do a character and how to draw a character, okay? Even you can stop the TV, you watch the movie that you are watching, stop the TV, pause it, or stop the YouTube channel that you are watching, and whichever movie you are watching, I don't know, Batman, Spider-Man, whatever it is, stop the frame and see Spider-Man, how Spider-Man is jumping and how he's elongating the legs to, you know, jump from one building to another building like a spider, okay? So I invite you to do those things. Comment what do you think about the activity, and if you have done it, what's your experience? Let's open conversation. I'm more than happy to reply any question that you may have about art and about all of this. And yeah, I think we finished for today. Let's sign for today. This is DavidViadel23, DavidViadel23. You can say it as you want. And this is the Mandrago's Cave. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you liked the activity. And please draw it with your friends, with your family, with your kids. They will appreciate this, and this is a funny afternoon that you may be bored at home or bored at the park, and you can do something like this. Take some papers with you, and as you can see, only need pencil, paper, you know, rubber, basic stuff that everyone has at home. You have at home this 100% sure. It doesn't need to be this specific fine liner, very thin. It can be a big, it can be a pilot, it can be anything that you want, okay? So, thank you very much. See you in the next one. Bye.